Jets insiders have revealed the future for Tyler Conklin, which is going to clear the path for the Jets to look for another tight end in free agency or take a look at some exciting draft options. And we got to break this down on Jets Digest. So what's up, guys? I'm Matt Long. Before we hop into the video today, only 24.1% of viewers are subscribed to the channel. So if you are not subscribed to the channel and you're watching the video, please take a second, hit the like button. It really helps me out a ton. Not sure why I'm wearing those. Let's hop into what we got for the video today. According to Harrison Glazer via Connor Hughes of SNY, tight end Tyler Conklin is not expected to return to the New York Jets. The team is also expressing interest in two free agent tight ends. The names that he mentioned were Saints tight end Juwan Johnson and Washington's John Bates. So before we break down who these guys are, talking about Tyler Conklin, he's been the Jets tight end for the last 3 seasons. We signed him to a 3-year, $250,000 million contract. Of course, didn't really live up to it. It's only $6.75 million per year, so not the biggest contract in the world as far as tight ends go. You know, they're actually kind of expensive in free agency, even if they don't put up monster yards. Speaking of yards, let's take a look at Tyler Conklin's stats for this previous season. He played in 16 games, was targeted 72 times, reeling in 51 receptions, 4 touchdowns for 449 yards. So not exactly what you're looking for when you sign your tight end. You're looking for, out of your tight end, a player who can put extra stress on a defense. Tyler Conklin, only 449 yards, certainly did not bring that element to the team that many were expecting when we signed him. But I think the guy's pretty underrated. I think if the New York Jets put together an offense that had more passing yards or, didn't just funnel all the targets to Aaron Rodgers' favorite wide receiver, Davante Adams, I think Tyler Conklin can be much more productive. And I think he's more talented than people are giving him credit for in the league, which is what led him to signing that bigger contract. But let's talk about, we're all about positivity here. We want to talk about the future of the Jets, not the past. Let's talk about who these free agent options are that Connor Hughes just mentioned. We're going to start it off with the more exciting option of the two, the number 1 free agent tight end target of the New York Jets. It's Saints tight end Juwan Johnson. Of course, no longer the Saints tight end. He's going to be a free agent. He came into the NFL in 2020 as an undrafted free agent. He was a wide receiver, not a tight end. So he transitioned from wide receiver to tight end. So he has those catching skills, those route running skills, all the things that you're looking for out of a vertical threat tight end. What he doesn't really bring to the table is a whole lot of blocking. Not a great blocker. I mean, he started out as a wide receiver. What are you expecting out of him? Taking a look at some of his stats recently in 2024, put up 50 receptions for 548 yards and 3 touchdowns. 2023, 368 yards and 4 touchdowns. 2022, 508 yards and 7 touchdowns. Of course, recently he dealt with a pretty bad injury though, so those numbers would be higher if he was not injured. So he's a pretty good not wide receiver. He's a pretty good receiving threat. Would help out the New York Jets, a team that is desperate currently for receiving threats. We only have Garrett Wilson on the roster, unless you want to count Xavier Gibson as a threat. I consider him an option. Can't really consider him a threat. Malachi Corley, also not a threat at this moment of his career. We got to bring in guys who can make an impact, who can stretch out the defenses, stress the defenses in different ways than just Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson can't do it all by himself. I know he's a great player, but he can't do it all by himself. Let's talk about this other tight end that Connor Hughes has mentioned here, John Bates from the Washington Commanders. Who? Yeah, that was my thought. Not a very exciting option here. Apparently put up 84 yards this season, although I never saw him once. So his history, 2021 4th round pick out of Boise State is how the Washington Commanders acquired him. Put up 249 yards as a rookie, but has not seen that many yards in a single season. Again, only 2 touchdowns on his career, so not a very exciting option here. He is, if you are someone who pays close attention to the NFL draft, you'll know the name Ben Sinnott, who was a 2nd round pick out of Kansas State to the Washington Commanders in 2024. He is actually below below John Bates on the depth chart. So Bates being better than him at this moment speaks volumes to how this player is actually an underrated player and could be better than what people think of him. Of course, this would be a depth option where Juwan Johnson would be a starting tight end. I mean, I think John Bates would be a depth option. I really don't think the plan would be start this guy that is putting up double digit receiving yards in an entire season. Not the very exciting option that New York Jets fans are looking for. But as I mentioned in the opening to this video, what this player moving on, Tyler Conklin moving on from the New York Jets, what he does is he opens up a need for the New York Jets, which is tight end. It's not just pass catcher, it's specifically tight end, which is going to make them more likely to draft a very exciting prospect that many Jets fans are looking for, Tyler Warren. I'm realizing now that I actually don't have a picture of him. So let's just imagine he's up there on the screen right now with his nice white helmet, Penn State jersey, probably mossing somebody because that's what he did at Penn State this season. If you don't know who he is, Tyler Warren is a very, very versatile tight end threat. He can throw the ball, lefty quarterback. He was in high school, ran a couple plays out of the Wildcat for Penn State this season, can throw the ball, run the ball, snap the ball. Yep, that's right. I said snap the ball and catch the ball, run great routes. He's a great prospect. The thing is, do you need to draft a tight end at 7 overall? The New York Jets don't have a ton of gaping holes on their team when it comes to we really need to pick a certain position in the draft. So you could make a more luxurious pick such as a tight end, but I would still argue against it. I think it's too high to pick a tight end at 7 in the draft unless it's a Brock Bowers level talent, which Tyler Warren's not a Brock Bowers level talent. His routes are rounded. He is not as athletic as Brock Bowers, although he is certainly a better blocker than Brock Bowers. That cannot be understated. Tyler Warren, if he was selected by the New York Jets at 7 overall in the draft, he would be able to impact the run game, not only the passing game. So the New York Jets, I don't know where this answer is going to come from. Tyler Conklin, like I said, I really do. I think he's a good player. I wish he was, I wish he was coming back. I do think teams in this modern NFL want to get away with having 2 good tight ends on the team. So I think it would behoove the New York Jets to bring back Tyler Conklin, even though sounds like he wants to move on. He put out 3 weeks ago on Instagram a Instagram post with a caption that sounded like it was a goodbye. It was thanking the New York Jets for the last 3 years. He said he was excited for what the future holds. A lot of the times people will post that when they are talking about moving out and moving away from the team that they're currently on. Sad to see him go. I do think he can be more of a talent if the New York Jets can put a better offense around, whoever the tight end is. But like I said before, I want to see 2 tight ends on the New York Jets, not just one guy, because if we bring in Juwan Johnson, he is not going to be blocking anybody. So we're going to need a tight end who can block as well. Maybe we get more development from our tight end out of Ohio State, Jeremy Ruckert. But at this point of his career, I understand tight ends take longer to develop in the National Football League. We are going to need to anything we get out of him is a bonus. We cannot expect too much out of Jeremy Ruckert, although I am rooting for him, pulling for him to have a more successful career in the NFL than what he showcased so far. But that's what I got for you guys today. So if you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new, and as always, go Jets.